Live from the station that brings you more West Texas news. News West 9 Early Sunrise starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to News West 9 Early Sunrise. It's 5 o'clock on this Wednesday, March 16th. I'm Alicia LaBelle. We have lots of news coming up for you, but first let's go over to Jessica Ryan with a look at your forecast. Jessica?
Well, not too bad of a start to your Wednesday morning out there as we're seeing temperatures in the 50s, even a couple of 60s popping up further off to the south. 63 in Sanderson, 59 in Fort Stockton and in Big Spring, 51 this morning in Odessa and Alpine, and we're going to see a very warm afternoon out there. We do have red flag warnings up for the Guadalupe Mountains from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. Mountain Time today. For that critical fire danger, we're going to see a dry line move through the area. The mountains will be on the dry side, and the winds will pick up just enough there to warrant that red flag warning this afternoon. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. About 55 at 9 a.m., 75 by noon, and we'll top out near 89 degrees by the time we get to 5 o'clock. Quick check of your area forecast showing some 90s on the map, 91 in Kermit, 92 in Pecos. We'll see winds out of the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. I'll look at your Storm Tracker 9 5-day forecast into the weekend in a few minutes. Alicia?
This morning, Midland police are searching for a shooter who wounded another man. The gunfire erupted in the 1200 block of East Parker just before 7 last night. Now, police tell us the victim was walking down the street when another man fired 3 shots at him. One of those shots hit the victim in the calf. Before the shooting, officers say the victim and the gunman exchanged some words. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Here's who police are looking for: a black man in his early 20s. He's about 5'6" with an average build, and he was last seen wearing a blue shirt and a blue and black baseball cap. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Midland Police. Yesterday, the state Senate voted to allow you to keep guns and ammo in your car while you're at work. As you can imagine, that bill is drawing some major fire. Nick Lawton takes a closer look.
News West 9 hit the streets to find out how West Texans feel about the bill allowing people to carry guns and ammo in their cars outside work. Many we spoke to said they liked it, that they believed it would bring them more safety in their lives.
I don't think it'd bother anything, especially around here in Texas. Everybody usually does have one in there anyway.
The way the world is today, if somebody tries to break in your car or something when you're with your family, how are you going to protect your family?
I think it's good. A lot of people need to defend themselves this time of day. There's a lot of robbing and thieves and carjackers.
But then again, others don't like the idea of walking through parking lots or down sidewalks wondering at all times if there's a gun in the car or not, fearing for their safety.
You could be walking down the street and you can get shot just like that. So, I really don't. I'm against it.
I would just feel like on my toes as I was walking everywhere. I'd feel not safe at all.
The bill hasn't become law yet, but if it does, some West Texans who are in favor still stress the need for the right mind behind the trigger.
You got to have training, I think, control your angers and stuff, because, spare the moment can cause a lot of trouble.
Now, if that bill still has to clear the House before it gets anywhere near becoming a bill. And even if it becomes law, those guns will still have to stay in the car, and also businesses could still ban them from company cars. States planning to dump their waste in Andrews County may have to pay out millions of dollars. That's if State Representative Tryon Lewis has his way. He filed a House bill that would require them to fork over $40 million to dispose of their waste. Now, $4 million of that would actually stay in Andrews County. The rest would go to the state's coffers. Other states would also have to pay a 15% sales tax. The only exceptions are Texas and Vermont. They've already made a deal to send their waste to Andrews. That bill is expected to be voted on in April. More than $500,000 is coming to Coahoma. The city was awarded the money from the state yesterday, and it's all to help fund home repairs for low-income homeowners and also help them keep their houses. City officials say the money will also provide a boost to the region's economy by providing jobs to construction workers. Fire crews were able to snuff out a fire at a vacant Midland home yesterday afternoon. We're told the flames ignited in the back bedroom of this house on West Illinois around 4:30. Crews put out the blaze before it spread, but the rest of the home suffered some major smoke damage. Fire officials are still looking into what caused that home to catch fire. And investigators in Big Spring still don't know what sparked a massive fire in a downtown building. Take a look at pictures from the scene. It all started when the old Lenzano bail bonds building on 2nd and Reynolds caught fire. That building is just down the street from the Settles Hotel. The building was abandoned and it didn't have any power. Fire Marshal told News West 9 that he thinks someone started the blaze, but he's still not sure if it was on purpose. Transients have been known to stay in that building. If you have any information, you're asked to call Big Spring Police. Well, if you're wondering what caused thick smoke on Highway 80 yesterday afternoon, take a look. This trash truck caught fire on Highway 80 and Faudree Road. As you can see, the flames consumed it, and then they sparked up a grass fire. Both Midland and Odessa firefighters showed up to put out that fire, and the truck appears to belong to a private company. We still have no word on what caused that truck to go up in flames. An elderly man is recovering this morning after being hit while on his bicycle in Odessa. We're told the 80-year-old was riding out of the Dollar Tree parking lot at Maple and 8th when an SUV slammed into him. He was taken to the hospital, but police say he's going to be okay. The man was given a ticket because he didn't yield coming out of the parking lots. We have a traffic alert for all West Texas drivers. Over the next month, parts of Interstate 20 will be under construction. Today, crews will resurface stretches of the highway in Martin, Midland, and Ector counties. In some areas, the highway will be reduced to only one lane, but we're told they should be back open every night. A proposed immigration bill involving students is now drawing fire in Austin. House Bill 12 would allow school districts to check if their students are illegal. At the same time, it also keeps school districts from creating policies giving illegal students immunity. If they don't enforce immigration laws, the schools could lose their state funding for about a year. State Democrats say this bill violates a Supreme Court ruling that guarantees a public education to all children, regardless of their immigration status. The bill also applies to sheriff and police departments, as well as city, county, and district attorneys' offices. A routine traffic stop in Midland turned into a big drug bust. Over the weekend, police pulled over 48-year-old Steve Henry for a traffic violation, and also in the car was 49-year-old George Albert Hall. We're told Hall gave officers a fake name several times. According to the arrest report, Hall pushed officers and he tried to get away. During that struggle, he dropped a plastic cigar tube, and cops say 8 to 10 rocks of crack cocaine and 2 painkillers fell out. Police also found 2 rocks of cocaine on Henry. Both men were arrested on several charges, including drugs and resisting arrest. This Midland man is accused of stealing a car and then drunk driving. Police pulled over Isaac Sabria on the third on Friday because the car that he was in was reported stolen. Sabria told officers he didn't know that the car was reported stolen. According to the arrest report, he admitted to officers that he had been drinking. Officers found several empty beer bottles inside that car. The mayor of Grand Falls is accused of threatening 2 people. Mayor Jimmy Cockerham is accused of aggravated assaults. We're told he was arrested Friday after allegedly threatening 2 people, and the Ward County Sheriff's Office searched the mayor's car. We're told the deputies didn't find a weapon, but they did uncover some ammunition. A man who was put on trial twice in the shooting death of an 11-year-old Hobbs boy is not fighting those charges anymore. Carlos Maldonado pled no contest to involuntary manslaughter. Police say Maldonado fired his gun into a car back in December of 2006. 9-year-old Lawrence Suarez and his dad were sitting inside that car, and the boy was hit by a bullet and died. Maldonado has been put on trial twice before for that same crime. The jurors in the first trial found him guilty of voluntary manslaughter, but then the verdict was overturned because the jury was given incorrect instructions. That second trial ended in a mistrial after a juror claimed that he was intimidated. We're learning more this morning about a Midland man who was found sick in his home over the weekend. Investigators say his home was so dirty that it was a health risk. You'll remember crews were called out to a house at New York and South Lee Friday afternoon. Authorities say the man suffered some serious health issues. They believe all the trash in his house, including the bodies of 2 dead dogs, made him sick. On top of that, we're told he didn't have sewer or water hookup. Hazmat crews didn't find any dangerous chemicals, but they were decontaminated as they left that house. Coming up next on News West 9 Early Sunrise, a Texas man admits to keeping a woman hostage for almost 2 weeks. We'll have that horrifying story next. We'll be right back. More News West 9 Early Sunrise, more West Texas news and weather, more often.